Hi guys, this is Paige from Paperbacks and Lattes, and today I want to tell you the rest of the ebooks that I hauled in October. So I've already made one video of ebooks that I hauled in October, but I bought more free ebooks in October, so I wanted to go ahead and let you know which ones those were. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one is All In by Lori Ryan. This is the number 9 in the Sleeper Sills series. All the books are standalones in this series. And Luke is a Navy SEAL, and he sacrificed his career 8 years ago to raise his sister's child, but now she is off to college and he is wondering what is going to come next in his life. And his former commander asked him to take on a mission because there is a new online threat that is going around, and single mom Lyra ends up on his prime suspect list, and now he's faced with a choice he never thought he'd had to make. The second one is Breaking Without You by Carrie Ann Ryan. This is number 1 in the Fractured Connections series. And it says Violet fell for Cameron at the wrong time, and when he left, she thought her life was over. He not only left her, but he also left his foster brothers. And now he's back after their families are forced together after losing one of their own. And now Cam is back in Denver to help run his father's failing brewery, and he's hoping Violet will give him a second chance. So this sounds like a second chance love story. Number 3 is Love is in the Air by Jenny Gardner. This is number 4 in its Raining Men series. Teenage Duchess Pippa walked in on her best friend's brother, Prince Christopher, in a particularly private moment. He leaves and returns a few years later for his brother's wedding, and he has an unexpected one-night stand with Pippa. Number 4 is Sweet Temptation by Cora Riley. This is an arranged marriage standalone mafia romance. Cassio is left to take care of his 2 children after losing his wife, and now he needs a mother for his children. And he ends up with a girl barely of age. Her father chose who she would marry, and now she's been given to someone much older than her. And he expects her to just, be his wife and do what he says. And she knows that she's going to stand up to him, not take his crap. So this is like a mafia and a age gap romance. And then the 5th one is Royal First Royal Romance 3 box set by Nana Malone. This includes the 3 books in that series. The first one is Cheeky Royal. Penny is the worst royal guard, and she's surprised when the king sends her on a secret mission to protect the prince, but she can't tell him who she is, so she's like undercover. The second one is Royal Bastard. Lucas is a newfound prince, but he's still a con man at heart and nowhere ready to say goodbye to the good times. His brother, the king, asks him to look after a diplomat's daughter. And then the third one is Royal Tease. Once Rune threw a princess over his shoulder and carried her out of a bar fight, Jessa has carried that grudge ever since. She's feisty, stubborn, and kissable. He's now sent undercover to protect her. The 6th book is Night is Darkest by Janie Rylon. This is the number 1 book in the Men in Blue series. Lacey's perfect weekend is interrupted by news of her brother's tragic death when he's murdered in the line of duty. After mysterious phone calls, she turns to her brother's best friends and fellow officers for protection. She spends time in close contact with Mason and Tyler, the 2 men she's dreamed of since she's had her very first crush. This is a relationship between all 3 of them, so this is like a menage, and sounds very interesting. The 7th one is Blindsided by Brooke by Teresa Palo. I don't know how to pronounce that. This is the 8th book in the Red Maple Falls series. Brooke is trapped in her hometown, her minimum wage job, and her lack of relationships. Her dream in fashion design disappeared when her bank account reached zero. Tyler grew up rich and spoiled, and he bought property to start a vacation home business, only he's not sure what he's doing, and Brooke is savvy in how to make something sell, and so he hires her, and this is like their romance. Number 8 is Branded with a Kiss by Paula Altenberg. This is the number 2 book in the Sweetheart brand series. Patterson has a love 'em and leave 'em philosophy when it comes to women. Until he sees Elena, he's a bold, outgoing cowboy, and she is shy and introverted, and he brings her out of her shell. But an unforgettable night becomes memorable for the wrong reasons, and he has to prove to her that he's much more than a good time in order to win her heart. Number 9 is Imperfect Love by Isabella White. This is the number 1 book in the Forever series. Holly is 24 and has the perfect life, a beautiful man, a stunning home, and is planning the wedding of her dreams, until she catches her fiancé in bed with another woman a week before the wedding. Holly then swears off the affections of men, and meeting Jake is not part of her plans. He is a handsome med student, and she is swept away from the pain of her past until she falls pregnant as Jake begins his internship at P&E, his family's hospital. Number 10 is After the Night by Sandra Marie. This is the number 1 book in the Romance for All Seasons series. Cassidy met the man of her dreams during the annual Halloween office party, but he was wearing a mask and she has no clue who he is. She now makes it her mission to find out who he is, and only to be met with disappointment. She has a growing attraction to her boss. She's not sure she can find her prince before she falls for someone else. Number 11 is Better Together by Bree Kramer. This is number 4 in the Cedarville series. Ryan's life turns upside down when his brother and sister-in-law died in a car accident, and he takes in his nephew. He moved to Cedarville, Ohio, and swore to himself that Addison wasn't the reason he moved there. He's not sure how to navigate his new life while raising a child and falling for Addison. 12 is the Pleasant Valley series by Anna Brooks. This includes 3 books in that series. The first one is Fixing Fate. I don't remember what it's like to not be scared, and then I met him, my brother's friend. He calls me sunshine and tells me I'm beautiful. When my past comes back, he proves how much he'd risk to shield me from the demons that were never supposed to resurface. The second one is called Love Me. Vaughn is a tattoo artist and returns to his hometown, never expecting to fall for rain. They both suffer from baggage from their past and not only have to fight for each other, but survive from threats from their past. And the third book in that series is Steady. He comes from a life of wealth while I grew up in the system and one step away from living in my car again. I see the pain he's trying to hide, and he knows the hell I've lived through. But that didn't stop us. One night was what I needed, but he wanted more. Number 13 is Fight Club by Julie Chris. My boyfriend cheated on me with Nick's girlfriend. We are both angry, and what better way to get revenge than to pretend to be with each other out of spite. First rule of Fight Club, don't fall for your fake boyfriend. 14 is Black Diamond Rattlers, the MC prequel by Noah Maddox. The heroine mistakes the hero as a stripper when she was at the hotel, like on a vacation. He turns out to be a member of the Black Diamond Rattlers motorcycle club. He puts her on the back of his bike as he runs from the Rattlers, and she escapes her wealthy, ruthless family. Number 15 is Lucky Shot by Serena Bowen. This is 4.5 in the Brooklyn series. I know this, I did not write a synopsis down for this because I didn't want it to be a spoiler, because it's in the middle of like a couple different series. Number 16 is Desperate Measures by Katie Robert. This is a Disney retelling with villains as the hero. This story is about Jasmine and Jafar, and I actually read this recently and it was amazing, and I gave it 4 stars. Number 17 is Writing Mr. Right by T.K. Lee. Molly is a romance writer with writer's block, and she makes an account on every dating website as she plans to meet some nice professional men for inspiration, hoping one of the men has the spark she needs to finish her book and then walk away, but plans are meant to be broken. Number 18, The Lost One by Liz Lockhart. This is number 1 in the Lost series. Melody lost her twin sister by her sister's evil boyfriend. She decides to follow their childhood dream and move to New York. There she meets Corbin and sweeps her off her feet. When a blast from the past reappears, Corbin and I may just not survive. It all comes to survival and choices. Number 19 is Cutthroat Cupcakes by Kateley. This is the number 1 book in the Cursed Candy Mysteries. Lena is arrested by an attractive detective who accuses her of witchy crimes. Their murder weapon was a cupcake topper that came from Lena, except Lena had no clue she was a witch and had accidentally cursed some of her confections. She, along with the detective, has to catch the killer who used her magic to murder. Number 20 is Beautifully Broken Spirit by Katherine. This is number 3 in the Sutter Lake series. She's always been his safe place to land. He's always been her protector. Jensen and Tuck has shared a special bond as long as they can remember. Jensen is Tuck's best friend's little sister. They try to stay friends, but end up as more. Someone watches and doesn't like the life she's building for herself and will stop at nothing to keep her in the dark. Number 21 is Neighbors Like That by Karina Taylor. This is number 1 in a Love Like This series. Kylie bought a house in the suburbs, and her trespassing neighbor is rude and entitled. War is declared, and she stoops to begin immature pranks. Hagen assumes his neighbor is hitting on him, so he lashes out at her. Their harmless pranks becomes the highlight of his day. When a stalker begins to send Kylie notes, he is willing to help protect her. Number 22, Till There Was You by Iris Morley, and this is number 6 in the Thorntons series. Jubilee has been sheltered her whole life due to a childhood illness, and she wants the attention of Heath, who's had a crush on her for years. She kisses Heath, and he pushes her away. She is heartbroken and vows to forget him and live the life she's always wanted. She creates a list of resolutions to go skinny dipping, go on dates, and lose her virginity. Heath tells himself he can't have his best friend's youngest sister, but then he finds Jubilee's risque resolutions and can't bear the thought of her with any man but him. Number 23, Winning Whitney by Mizera. This is number 3 in the Alaska Blizzard series. Jake is a hockey player playing for the Alaska Blizzard team, and he just wants to focus on the game until Harvard grad Whitney shows up in Anchorage. And the last book is number 24. This is Deep Down by Brenda Rothhart. This is number 1 in the Lockhart Brothers series. I'm falling faster, further, deeper. Sometimes you fall so hard you can't get back up. My closest companions are now shame and loss. The only person I have left in this world is the one growing inside me. I begin in a new town and meet the man who starts to melt the ice inside my heart. Is there enough left of me to become whole again, or am I too wounded to heal? It sounds very emotional. A lot of these books sound like emotional reads, and I love all of them. They sound very interesting, and I can't wait to read some of these. Those are all of the other ebooks that I hauled in October. Let me know if you've read any of them or what you hauled in October. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.